everyone. So this is my first attempt at making an NHL recording. We're going to do 32 team expansion draft custom rosters. Because if we use default rosters, there's no updates, there's no Caulfield, no nothing. So we just want to get at least Cole Caulfield in the lineups, which he's already in now. He is in. We're going to be able to use him. I am super excited for that. We're going to be doing a full Montreal Canadian rebuild. Seattle is staying as NHL 32. We do not are not going to be using them, so that's not the problem right now. So what we're going to do is really get ready, look into what we got to do, and really make this work. Okay, you got to believe in the capabilities of what you're doing. So I believe in it. So let's make it work right now. For some reason, the game sounds aren't picking up, and I don't know why. So I do find that odd. And I'm trying to figure out why, but it's not working. So now it's working. Now you guys hear the music. There we go. Gotta love that music. All right, so we're gonna call this the rebuild, because that's exactly what it is. That's my GM name is rebuild, and we're doing a Montreal Canadiens rebuild. So we have a lot of bad contracts on the book, a lot of big contracts. So we're gonna take off owner mode, morale, head coach. I don't edit lines, so I'm gonna leave staff management to do that for me. Salary cap is gonna stay on. We're not adding contract years, which is gonna make it a bit more complicated, but we're gonna make it work. And I think that's gonna be it. Continue. And the only other thing we're gonna take off is injuries, since we are doing full streaming. I don't want it to affect too much the game concept. We're gonna get rid of injuries as well. So let's get into it. Montreal Canadiens rebuild. Unfortunately, few guys are gonna have to go right away at the trade deadline. I already know guys I want to go pick up. Some young players, some solid players that can really have an impact in our team right away, and really make a big difference up front. So we're getting rid of some of our older guys up front to go and get younger guys. And we're gonna do most of these trades at the draft lottery. And also who we have to protect now. We're going to protect the assets that we want to trade, so we don't lose them for nothing. So let's advance to the expansion draft. And we have an $81.5 million, so it's not a big cap space right now. Obviously, we're going to keep Price. So two guys that are most likely going to be traded is going to be Webbs and Pricey. We're going to keep Tatar. I think he still has a year on his contract. Yeah, he still has a year left, so we're going to keep Tatar. Gallagher we're going to keep. Dwayne we're going to keep. Toffoli, yes. Gustafson, I think his contract actually is up, but I'm not sure. Suzuki, obviously, we're going to keep. I like Anderson. So that's basically what we're going to keep. Eric Stahl, Dano, Frolik, Edmonton. I know they're not going to be picked up. We want to keep some solid defense, but ideally, Petrie is going to become our number 1D for the next couple of years while our youth grows up. Ottawa gets the first overall pick from 2. Winnipeg jumps up by 10. Detroit falls down. And Seattle does get number 4, though. Ottawa at 5 from San Jose. And Edmonton with the 15th pick. They stay stable. So, let's advance the day. See who they take. They took Xavier Ouellet, which is good. It's a small contract off the books, but we can live with that. So, let's see what there is in the draft. Alright, there's an elite sniper center, but we don't need him. This is a nice one right here. A Tim Sawchuk. That's Sawchuk's kid right there. Look at that. Goal scoring, pro release, hardware shot. No weaknesses, but it's 1 year to the NHL, so we're not going to trade up for that. Then we have Darren Haynes at 6'1". But let's go see what we got in our Zoom. We got right here, right wing. We got a Shattenkirk, and we got a defense. We got 2 defense and a winger. So we might actually trade away this pick to build up something that's going to help, you know, right away with 3 years. Yeah, we're going to trade away our face. So we're not even going to interview our first round guy. We're going to go straight into going and trying to get ourselves some key players. One that I want to get is a power forward that is looking real good right now. And I think can really be beneficial to us. And he is their future, but we might be able to steal him. So we're going to go and get Kirby Dach. He's only a top 6, but he's 82 at 19 years old. So he's definitely going to fit well in the top line right now and then go down to the second line if ever we get a better power forward down the line. So for him, I think we could try to push Galley get rid of a relatively large contract right off the bat. And we're going to throw in that first. I think that should actually work for us. And they accepted. There we go. So I know you guys are looking at that. You got rid of your first trade and you're going here. But a first trade pick, guys, that is ranked that high, not worth it. So that's already one contract off the book. The next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to try to go and get a solid young defense, potentially. You know, I'd like to go and pick up a guy like Bokvist, but he's going to be expensive to re-sign after, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So we know Cale Makar's contract is coming due, so that could be an interesting one to go and pick up. He has no extension, but again, is it going to be worth it? Bowen Byram might be actually good. 79, elite medium, but he has a lot of high potential, but he's young, you know, so we can go into the long foreseeable future with him, and, you know, we can easily get rid of Webbs, but it's going to push them way over the cap, so that's what we have to also be careful for, is the cap space. So we're looking for a younger defense, one that can work. Is it Detroit or New Jersey? I think it's Detroit that has one that I like, a nice top four. And Moritz Seider. No, that's New Jersey. That have Moritz Seider? Yeah. Oh, no, there he is. Moritz Seider. Look at his value. It's not very high, so it's an easy guy to pick up. He's a top 4D. He's 19 years old. So that I like. I might play him on a line with Romanov to start off. So for that, we can get rid of something a bit less valuable with contract space there. Get rid of a few big contracts that we don't want anymore. We could even trade the rights, but what I'd like to try to do is get rid of, there we go, this guy's contract is a burden. So, like, that should be good, and then you're going to throw in a little sweetener here with our fourth. There we go, and that's a good deal. Edmonton doesn't have much right now. Florida, I wouldn't mind going and pick up, honestly, for contractual reasons. Like, see, that's the problem. 7.5, but he's 24 years old, 5 years left on the book. You know he's gonna grow, and he is a solid defense. You know, top 2 defense role. He's an elite medium potential. He's still gonna grow, and he's a 2-way defender. So this is a guy I'd be willing to trade for Webbs. Give them that veteran presence that they may need. They're both at 88. The only difference is our guy can grow. This seems to be one that works for them, and we saved 300,000 on the caps. And it is rejected. So we're going to go in here. We're going to throw in I hate when that happens. Don't you get despise when it erases? Like, I don't care if the guy drafted. I'm still making my trades. Why do you have to interrupt me? So I was going to throw in a 5th and a 6th with Webb. And see if that pans out. There we go, like that. Oh, we went to Panthers by accident. Let's go back here. Okay, he's gonna definitely need more. So I think we're gonna have to give away a 2nd round for this guy. So we're gonna give away St. Louis' 2nd, and we're gonna put in Montreal, Chicago's 3rd there. There we go. So that's a good way to do it. So we open up a lot of cap space. There's only one guy left to get rid of, and it's our goalie at 10 million. Don't get me wrong, I love Carey Price, but at 10 million, he's expensive, and at the end of the day, might not be worth keeping. So what I'd like to do is probably go and get myself an elite center. So like, this is gorgeous because you know he's not playing in the league this year. He's too young. He's a power forward center too, so he can slot in nicely on my 2nd line. And this right here is a playmaker, so we don't want that. So I think Quinton Byfield, even if he slots in at the 1st line with KK later on, that's going to be a solid pickup. So for this one, we're also going to have to give up some draft picks. So we're going to probably give up our last 2 first rounds, and we'll see if they accept Price and 2s. No. So we're going to throw in an extra 2nd. This is, again, this year we don't mind finishing low on the bracket. No, we might have to throw in another 2nd. If not, it's going to be looking like we're throwing in a 1st round pick as well. But let's see. There we go. A bunch of 2s and Price. We're going to get Quinton Byfield. We cleared up also 20 million in cap space right now with a lot of young players to sign, but at the end of the day, that's pretty good. So let's say we have 82, 73, top 3 picks and a 75. Okay, so let's go to our pick now. We're all the way in this 102nd round, so I think that's the 4th round. Yeah, 4th round right now. We're making our first pick. Let's see what we got. There's a French starter goalie here in Taylor Gauthier, which I'm actually pretty excited about. Xavier Bernard is not an elite, so we don't want to fall for that silliness. I think we're going to go with the goalie. We definitely just got rid of Price, so getting an extra goalie is really a good idea right there. And now let's sim to the pick 106. A 66 overall tour at that young age is really not that bad. I'll admit it's pretty damn good. There we go. So we can definitely get our center here or our defensive defense in Bruce Downey. 6 foot, 6'1" though for a center is much more preferable down the middle. All right, sim to pick 141. All right, and let's see what we got here. There we go. So we're looking at, there we go, Xavier Bouchard, 6'4", two-way defense. Look at this guy's size at 6'4". Definitely what we want. Let's get enough of these. Remember, this is really the first year of a rebuild, so the team is going to look a bit rough. There's going to be some guys that are going to be still moving at trade deadline. Ooh, I like that. 5'8" though for a two-way forward, that's fine. Like, this is a guy that can, yeah, exactly. I was going to say, slot on my bottom 6 down the line. I'm really happy with that. Kyle Tanis is going to be on the bottom line. And this is pick 194. And we have Charles-Antoine Lavallee right here, who is 5 years to the NHL. But look at this, a potential steal. 5 years, but he does say he's elite. So I definitely think we're going to try him out. He's a left defense, two-way defender. We could always use two-way defense. And he slots in as a 7th D, which is expected when you get a pick in the 7th round. So we end up drafting 5 people in our first year of the rebuild, but we did get rid of a lot of big contracts and pick up a lot of young players. And like I said, picking up a guy like Aaron Ekblad for 5 years at 24, he comes out at 29. It's a steal. It's a good deal for us. So there is a lot of guys to re-sign. Here we go, age 24, 2021. We have Ekblad until the year 2023, 2024, as well as Jeff Petrie, and then we can decide to only re-sign one and get that $6 million off the books, which is really good. We do have a few RFAs coming due. We actually have one due right now, so we're gonna definitely have to go into the unsigned first. Nothing really that I want to sign here. In my goalies, I will sign my French starter though. I want him to start getting experience potentially. And let's go to the RFAs. Well, we do have to sign Jesperi Kotkaniemi. So here's the question. 3 years. He comes out at 22 years old. Could be tempting. Let's see what we can do if we can push his limits to... See, 8 years is the only time he doesn't come out as an RFA. So I'm actually down to offer him a 7 years. He comes out RFA. If he's asking too much and he's not worth it anymore, we could actually put him up for RFA. And at 6 point... Let's offer him 6.7 million. See if he accepts that. Lehkonen, we're just going to qualify. Cale Fleury is the guy that we're going to try to see if we can... Yeah, see him, as soon as you go into 2, look at it, he overvaluates himself. So 950, buddy. Like, that's disappointing. We're definitely going to sign back Charles Hudon for 1 more year. He's probably going to be on the lineup. Palin as well is going to be playing this year. There we go. I can offer him 3 years, 9.25. That's good. I'm sure he's going to accept it for 25,000 less. Blandisi, we're just going to qualify you, see if you accept. Lehkonen, qualify. Veyamo, qualify. Lucchini, qualify. Alright, Harvey, offer. I'm going to offer you 3 years because you're 21 years old and I want you to try to at least not have to bother me for the next little while. Same thing. Offer you guys longer term contracts, and that's Pezzetta. In the goalies, we have McNiven that we're not going to sign back. We're actually going to sign back Demchenko at 3 years, 1.125 should be exactly what you're looking for. And now here's the question. We have a lot of guys right here that we can sign back. We do not want to waste all our cap space. So a guy like Thomas Tatar, I will not sign back. I have Joel Dwayne, I have Toffoli, I have Lehkonen, I have other snipers. Eric Gustafsson at 84 is pretty tempting. I'm not gonna lie, but he is asking for quite a bit of money. But 5 years, let's reduce his contract by 2 years. Put him up at 4 years. and put him at 4.5. There we go. One extra year off the book, so he's gonna come due around the same time as a lot of the other guys. I'm okay with that. Philip Dano and Eric Stoll, actually two guys we're not gonna sign. We want to get them off the books. Dano is asking usually a ridiculous amount. There we go. He's asking for four. You know, for a third line center, I'm gonna take it. But he's gonna end up being fourth in a year or two. That's the problem. I might even put him fourth this year. So we're gonna sign him, see what he gives. If not, we move him. Eric Stahl, we're not gonna sign back. No, Armia, yes, we're definitely gonna take Armia back. $2 million for 3 years is a steal. Corey Perry as well. The guy was a rock this year on the Montreal Canadiens. We want to keep that. And Jordan Wheel, we're gonna let walk. In goalies, we have Charlie Lindgren. So Lindgren, we will sign him back, but ideally we're gonna be putting Primo with our goalies. So let's advance a day, see if everyone accepts their contracts. The ideal ones, the ones we really want to accept, is Kotkaniemi. So as soon as we see Kotkaniemi's name, we could basically sim through the rest. And he re-signed. Perfect. There we go. We got everyone that we needed. So we could definitely sim to free agency. We're going to have about 15 mil left of cap space. We are in a rebuild, so we might not make any big moves. But it depends what we see as well, right? Don't forget, we do have to re-sign a lot of rookies coming up. We have Caulfield. We have... in 3 years, but still. Okay, so what do we have here? See right there, that's RFA 8 million. Landeskog, Nugent Hopkins. See, Quinn Hughes is attempting one at 20 years old, 87. He's asking only 5.5 million for 6 years. That is a major good deal. Get him until he's 26 years old, all the way through his prime. But to be honest, we're not gonna make any moves. Look at that, 43 players. We're going for a rebuild. We want those younger prospects. 20 years old is young. But we're going to be simming through the expansion draft, right? The free agency, and see what we get offers. Look at that. We get Kachuk and an Al Nafet right there. That's a starter at medium, but they're asking for 2/3 and Perry. I don't think so. I want Perry to play this year in the lineup. Hudon and a 5th or 4th round. That's pretty tempting, but we're going to move on. They do a lot of these offer trades. Like, this is more interesting, but no. They do a lot of these offers, which I don't like really early in the free agency. Like, I just signed these guys. Why would I get rid of them? Like, that's one that I'm interested in. Getting rid of Ben Chirot. I get Hiko Nikkanen, right? Yeah, this is what I'm actually gonna take. We get 3.5 million off the books. We get a 3rd round pick out of Winnipeg. Yeah, we're giving away out 2/3, but we also get a young center with a decent potential. So definitely could play in the NHL in a year or two. So I'm okay with that one. Alright, they still want to take Udon from us. I don't want to. I only have him signed for 1 year because I want him to play this year. That's the goal. Like, there's a chance he will be in the lineup, Hudon. I know he's not with the Canadiens anymore as of this point of this video, but I do want him in the lineup, so we're going to do what we can to get him in the lineup. And that's the key, is to get him locked up good and good. There we go. And how are we looking right now? 17 minutes in. We're going to do a bit more. It's always a bit longer, this part, right? Then we're going to edit the lines. We're going to play the first 10 games of the season. Here we go. So it's time to edit. Okay. So look at the first line. That's, like, not at all what you want to see. Like, so disappointing. We're going to put Kotkaniemi there. Suzuki's going to stay, actually, yeah, like that. We're going to put Kirby Dog there. We're going to put Toffoli here. I want to see if I switch this up. There we go. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's something nice. Lekkinen here. I'm going to put Hudon, because that's sniper, sniper, sniper. We got a 2-way forward and a 2-way forward and a power forward. Quinton, I really don't want you to play this year. I want you to, like, I want Quinton to grow one more year. I want to try to get the yeah. So we're gonna pick you up right here, multi-select, and let's see if I go to left wingers, Hudon, right wingers, Caulfield. These two guys are not playing this year in the Canadiens. I want them to have time to grow. So I will be bringing up, what is Bezel? 2-way forward, right? Yeah, he's a 2-way forward. Elanin and Jake Evans. There we go. I think that's gonna make the most sense. Yeah, I think that actually works for me. That's That's actually kind of nice. I like that. And then we're gonna go into defense, and there we go. See, that's good, but I want to put that. What are they? Two-way defense, defensive defenseman. So we're gonna put Seider there, Romanov, and there we go. And that's gonna be it. That's gonna be our line. So we got Ekblad, Seider, Romanov, Petrie, Gustafsson, Kulak. Offensive, we got Dwayne, Suzuki, Da, Anderson, Kotkaniemi, Toffoli, Lekkinen, Udon, Ylinen, Armia, Deno, Perry. Let's go into the special teams right here. Power play, I like that a lot actually. That's like real nice. The only thing I'm gonna switch up is we're gonna put Doc there. I want Doc to improve more. We're gonna take Deno off. He is a defensive guy. Do I dress Jake Evans? No, I have too many players dressed right now. So, oh, well, there we go. That's why, because I have Udon who's as a winger right now. But there we go. Let's put Udon there. I like that. That looks good. 4-man power play. We got Suzuki, Kotkaniemi, Ekblad, Dwayne. For the 4-man power play, we're actually gonna move this down and take this and replace him with Doc. There we go. That is what I am talking about. And we're gonna get rid of Gustafsson there. We're gonna put in Petrie. Nope, not Petrie. We're gonna put in, I think Romanov should be a good fit there, right? Two-way defense. There we go. Penalty kill. That's my penalty kills. That makes sense to me. Kirby Dog there, that's fine. There we go. And 3-man penalty kill, Deno and Kirby Doc. This one here is rough. We're gonna get rid of Gustafsson. We're gonna put in Romanov. Not as bad, but at least he's gonna grow more than. All right, 4-on-4. We got Daniel Drouin, Gustafsson, Ekblad. This is like change that. You here. That makes more sense to me. And then the 4th one, we're gonna put Kirby Doc, and we're gonna put Anderson. All right, then I have Doc, Anderson. Doc, Anderson, Suzuki, Drouin, Kotkaniemi, Toffoli. Perfect. Extra attackers, that makes sense. There are 2 best. All right, here. Let's do this. That. It will be that actually. And yes, I just realized I put 2 power forces together, so we're gonna. Oh no, I didn't. Anderson. It's gonna go. That's what we're gonna do. Like that. There we go. We're gonna get him out. We're gonna put young Mr. Romanov. That's what I'm talking about. That's 3-on-3. Extra attackers, Ekblad, Petrie. Shows you have Dwayne, Suzuki, Doc, Kotkaniemi, and Toffoli. Makes sense. Goalies, you have Allen and Lindgren. Okay. Scratched, Fleury, Evans, and then no lines. Let's go into here. Let's do this, and let's do best lines, and let's see what comes out. We have Byfield. Look at this. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. That right there is going to be huge development for these 2 boys. That's going to be phenomenal, especially Quinton Byfield coming in after playing on the top line probably. And that is a huge, huge deal. That is a phenomenal. Then we got Burke, Olofsson, Schumann, Leskinen, Halbert, and Paquette. That's fine. And our goalies are looking solid with Primo and Demchenko. Laval Rockets should be actually winning this year. Let's look at our captains. They put Aaron Ekblad as the captain. I'm actually going to take it away from him, and we're going to give the captaincy to Jeff Petrie. We're going to give an A to Ekblad, and the other A, we'll take it away from Toffoli for now. We're going to give it to Jonathan Drouin. He does deserve it. He's been with the team for a long time. He is French-Canadian. I think it's going to boost his confidence. It's going to boost the team's confidence. And let's quickly do a quick sim right now through just the first pre-season game. See how we hold up. They're still trying to offer us a goalie. We do not need a goalie. We're trying to save up on cap space. We're in a rebuild. Xavier Bouchard, I just drafted him actually, and I'm down to trade him. It's a 2nd for a 3rd and a 4th, but it's Tampa Bay's 2nd. So, you know, it's not too bad, but we do get 2 extra picks, so let's go for that. And let's see what we come by that way. We got our first win against Ottawa. We're going to we win against Tampa. We win against Florida. We lose to Buffalo. Buffalo sims well in these games, I find. We beat Toronto, Detroit, And now our rivals in Boston, we lose. So we're 5-2 in the preseason games. It was to be expected. Nick Suzuki is leading the team right now in 9 points in 9 games. Point per game guy. Look at that. Oh, in 7 games. Sorry. Eggblad has 8. Udon is a point per game. Armia and Toffoli are points per game. Doc, Doin, Anderson are at 6. Kotkaniemi is at 5. Daniel is at 4. Petrie is at 4. Perry at 3. And do we have anybody with 0 points? Yeah, we have Brett Kulak with 0 points. Sider, Lekanen at 1, Romanov at 2, all by himself. That is pretty good. We're looking at a young team. We know we're rebuilding, but that is what is the future looking like. So let's go quickly. We're going to sim, actually, because we want to watch a bit more in a slow sim, the Toronto game. So we're actually going to sim through Minnesota and Chicago. Let's hope Kirby Dach plays well against his old team. They drafted him and shipped him off right away. And let's see what we got there. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting. So we lost against Chicago. Let's see. We want to lose, right? We want to be in last place this year. We kind of created a team to be in last place, and we're going to be shipping out even more guys as the season goes. So let's see. Right now, Armia scores a goal for us. Armia seems to be pretty solid this year on the line that he's on. And we get 2 more goals. Aaron Ekblad and Josh Anderson. Anderson showing his team exactly what he did last year. Saying, look, guys, I could score you those points. I'll get you those 17 goals. Don't you worry. But Marner with a hat trick right now. That is impressive. And then Joe Drouin, the assisted, comes in with a goal at the end. We lose 7-4, though, but that was a good fight by the Montreal Canadiens. Look at the Montreal stats right here. That's what I'm talking about. Ekblad with 2 points. Dano with a point. Anderson, KK, Suzuki. All the guys that we need to get points gets the points. And that's what matters. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go look quickly at the Toronto stats, though, because that Marner played amazing with 3 goals, 3 assists. Marner is at 6 points in this game. That is insane. Now, that would be a guy I wouldn't mind picking up, to be honest, but we have a lot of young team players in the team right now. They're definitely going to improve. Let's go to October 1st and see how the rest of the season 10 games play off. Quickly, let's go to view the draft class. So we do know I didn't set up any drafting yet, but look at this right now. We got Rickard Barkov. He's the right defense. Why is it I feel like this guy is gonna end up being a franchise defense? And then we got right here another defense in Rickard. Okay, it's the Rickard duo. They're fighting. Rickard Barkov at 6'1" and Rickard Niedemaki are fighting for top spot right now. Let's see how they do. Let's put them both pin. Let's pin a few guys. Gunther's always a solid sniper to get. Edvinsson and Brillen. Let's pin 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's pin the top 10. And let's see what that gives us right now as the season goes. They're going to be pinned. We're going to keep an eye on them. We're definitely going to be drafting the top 10. I feel it. Very unlikely that we're going to win many games. Alright, so they're showing us that we're already in October 1st. The game is still simulating. And it's done. Alright, so we are 1-6-1. Let's go back here before we go and check our stats. We are pretty much at the bottom of the barrel, which is what we wanted. We knew we weren't going to be a top team. We're 2-7-1. We're not playing in the North Division this year. That's for sure. And Tyler Toffoli at 6 points, leading the team. That is an issue, but that's what we were expecting this year. Dano at 5, Kotkaniemi at 5, Ekblad at 5, Anderson and Suzuki at 5, Sider at 5. He's having a good season. This is a rookie. Don't keep that in mind. He was drafted 6th overall as well. I like what I'm seeing right now. Kirby Dach at 4 points. It's pretty good. The chemistry's there on our lines. Obviously, we can get better chemistry like in the AHL, but I'm not worried about that. Look at this right here. 3. They're still gonna grow, you know. Like they have +3 each of them. Toffoli's the only one that probably won't grow. Right here, this is the issue, but there's nothing I can really do to change it up and make it a better combo. That's about all I can do. I don't mind actually at this point. I'll do this, and I'd rather have a +1 with these guys and leave my 3 snipers on the bottom line. It's a -1 because it's 3 snipers, but that's fine. You know, we're gonna eliminate that by next season. Hopefully that minuses and have no more minuses in the team. We're gonna sim 1 more month, and then we're gonna also check how the AHL is doing. We're gonna go and check out how Cole Caulfield and Quinton Byfield are doing in the AHL. Quinton Byfield is a bit young. I didn't want him to come into the NHL too early. Especially because he does have that 3-year contract, and I'm trying not to eat it up. Him and Caulfield both. If I could actually separate them by a year, I may, depending on who grows more. I might keep one in the AHL an extra year before bringing them up. Right here, offering us Kyle Palmieri for a 3rd and a 4th. We're gonna say no to that. That's not what I'm talking about, bud. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how this moves on. Okay. So we are losing games. We're 2-14. We are by far the worst team in the league. Uh, we should most definitely be getting the first overall pick. I'd be very shocked if we don't. It would be a rob, but at worst we'll finish fourth. Ideally, though, we need to get that first overall pick this year. This is a big year for us. It'd be a quick rebuild if we can get that first overall pick. We could probably make a push for a cup and then start offloading some of that young talent again if we can't afford them. So we're definitely going to see what's coming up right now. We're 2 months in. Jesperi Kotkaniemi at 18 points, 9 goals, 9 assists. I do believe in this kid, even in right now in the NHL. I think he will be Montreal's #1 center down the line. Suzuki is a very good player. I just don't think he has that #1 line potential. I think Suzuki will stay a #2 center. He's gonna be like the Malkin of a team. He's very good. He could be a #1 line, but there's always gonna be just that little thing that he's missing to really hold up by himself as a #1 center. If we check here right now, Quinton Byfield at 21 points in 24. He is doing well. Caulfield is probably right behind him. Cole Caulfield is right behind, tied with him, but Caulfield has less goals actually, which means Byfield is picking up a lot of those assists on Caulfield's shots. But that's what I'm talking about. That's a first overall, second round, and that right there is the 15th overall in 2019. So we have a very young team. Most of our players were drafted between 18 to 2020 right now, which is pretty much what we expected. So let's go and check out quickly the draft class, and let's see what it gives us today. All right, so that is an elite medium. They're still scouting Rickard Barkov, which is impressive. And you see, they're still telling us we're down here, which I don't buy. Like, we're the worst team in the league. We're definitely right here. And, like, this guy, look at that. 21 games. He only has 6 points, +5, 6 penalty minutes. I'm hoping he's a two-way. See, this is a defensive defenseman, so I want to actually just quickly verify that because we're not too keen on defensive defensemen. Like, we need that two-way power. Obviously, if we draft it in the first pick and as a defense, he's going to be replacing Petrie down the line, potentially a Romanov or a Moritz Seider. Ideally, I'd like to keep Romanov and Moritz Seider. If I can sign them both at like 4 to 5 million each, boom, that's a 10 million on my second line of defense, which is exactly what we want. Let's go review the draft class, see what it tells us now. Not much has changed. We're still scouting him, which means we're really taking our time. Edvinsson actually moved up a spot, and Gunther dropped a spot, which is weird because Gunther is supposed to be a sniper, and he's usually an elite sniper. So let's see what gives there. We are currently 7-18. We are by far the worst team in the league. See, I would be interested in this. I just don't want to get a goalie like Marc-Andre Fleury. We could actually edit this trade then. We're going to get rid of Fleury out of that. It's because they're going to be over cap. That's why. I don't want to be over your cap though. Like, look, they don't even want Peyton Krebs. What's he at? He's a playmaker. So you see, that's a guy I could definitely pick up in this deal. We're going to take Peyton Krebs. We're going to take out these two things. We're going to take your first next year because you guys are so confident you're going to be that good. And how much are you over the cap? By 3 million, 4 million? Let's go see if you have any bad contracts. There we go. Tuck. Really? By how much? Okay, by 400,000. We'll hold Petrie's contract for a bit. Oh my god, I hate when they do that. Just put $1 million. We're gonna hold $1 million of his contract. All right, I'll give you something nice. Watch this. I'll give you a second way down the line. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. We do get rid of a big defense on the team. That does hurt. We're definitely fine here. Yeah. All right. And we bring in KO Fleury in the lines. There we go. Look at that right there. +3. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Oh. I missed a slot in the extra attackers. That makes sense. We're going to put Ekblad. And honestly, I feel like putting a guy like Kotkaniemi. Let him develop. Let's go. Okay. Let me just go on scratch just to make sure, because I don't want. Yeah, see, Krebs is there, so we're gonna send Krebs down now. And no, we don't want Mikko Lehtinen in. Okay, so we're gonna send Krebs down. We're gonna actually put him on the line with Caulfield and Byfield. That's gonna be a solid line right there of young players in the AHL, playmaker, power forward, and a scorer. That is exactly what we need. It's gonna be 3 seconds, but they're gonna develop together nicely, I think. And now we're actually on a winning streak, which obviously is gonna happen, right? Because God forbid we could actually lose out on games. We get rid of our best defense and we start losing games. You tell me how that makes sense. It doesn't. That's the thing. It doesn't make sense. All right. So we're still really low, but Senators are actually closing in on us at the bottom. Sounds pretty bad when you say that. Oh, the Senators are closing in on us. Okay. So right here, we know we want to get rid of Peyton Krebs. We're going to send you down. And in the system, we're going to take up, you know what? No, I'm going to let you stay there. We're going to take Harvey. There we go. Confirm. Back. Edit lines. Right here. AHL. Check this out. You. Be gone. Center. This should work. They stay at +5. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Look at that. That is what I'm talking about right there. That is young development going on right there. I can't believe they didn't want to keep Krebs. I'll definitely take him. Let's look at our lineups right now. We're doing pretty solid. We're winning games, which is freaking me out. But there we go. 31, 29, 24, 22, 21. Kirby Dach is holding up. Let's see our rookies. Is Dach a rookie? No, Maurice Seider are rookies in Verona. So we're definitely not getting Rookie of the Year this year. That is for sure. So we're going to just finish up, I think, up to the playoffs of this season. Or maybe up to the trade deadline at least. We're going to see how this goes. We still have a bit of time. So let's keep on going and see where we go up to. Let's see what we can reach. We're actually winning games right now, which is freaking me out. I don't know what's going on. We just got rid of Petrie. Like, that's all we did was get rid of Jeff Petrie. And the team goes, let's start winning games. I guess Jeff Petrie's the problem on the team. He was the reason why we weren't doing well. And now the team is just, like, getting so well together. They're like, yeah, we're doing great. Let's just keep on moving. Which really does agonize me a lot. Because look at that. Now, we're not even the worst team in the league anymore. We just jumped up like crazy. The chance that we're going to get first has just dropped. And they're still scouting Rickard Barkov. That is insane. This guy is unknown to us. That is unbelievable. What do we got here? What do we got here? We're almost in the playoffs now. That doesn't make sense. That's not what I asked for. That's definitely not what I signed up for. Okay, let's go. Let's sim to here, and then we're definitely going to have to offload some talent. My goodness, we're just scoring now. We're on fire for points. Like, we're not winning by good games. Like, we're still letting in 3-4 goals even when we win. We're just outscoring by like a dynamo. Like, look at that. 5-3, 5-4 wins. What the hell's going on? Come on, we got a draw. There we go. Get a few losses in there. Yeah. My goodness. Okay, what's going on? We're now 26-26. We were literally the worst team in the league. We were at 2-12 and we're at 26-26. Montreal seems to be finding their grip, ladies and gentlemen. They seem to be finding their grip. This is ridiculous. Okay, there we go. 6-2. Okay, so the reason why I stopped here is because I just want to see the stats, where we're looking, who's doing what. So right now in the standings, we're at 62 of 52. There's 53, 56 beneath us. There is 57 and 61. And there is 55, 57, 58, 58 up to the New York Rangers. That is a problem. Yes, Barry Kotkaniemi at 57 points, having a career year right now in his 3rd NHL season. Or technically his 4th. Nick Suzuki at 54 points. They're both playing phenomenal. That's what we expected from our futures up center. Right here, Joe Dwayne at 51 points. Only 13 goals, though. He is struggling on the goal department. Aaron Ekblad at 47. This is why we picked this guy up. 6'4". He's age 25. And we still have him for 4 years. That's what I'm talking about. This is another guy that I love, don't get me wrong, but at $5.5 million for 6 years, he might have to move, especially when the young guys come up. We're definitely going to have to move him on. Kirby Dach looking pretty solid. 24 points in 62 games. He is getting a lot of penalty minutes though. This is why he's most likely going to drop down to the second line as time goes. But let's keep on looking. We do have some defensive guys. 13 points here. Sider's at 16. Like I said, we're definitely not winning any Calder Trophy this year. But we can definitely keep on pushing. We're definitely going to move off some guys now. I think it's time. We are going to be sellers. Ideally, we don't want to sell Barkov. Not Barkov, Ekblad, if we can keep him. So let's just see what our trading block is like. Corey Perry, Kulak, Udon, Belzil, and Blendisi. This is what we look like as sellers. It's really rough. It's really not looking good for our team. But let's see if we can find some trades maybe and see if we can get some stuff. So like, see, like Gustafsson's a guy that we could definitely move. Honestly, we might have to move Dwayne this year. So let's try it. Let's start off with Gustafsson. See if anybody wants to pick him up on the open block. Specific blocks are always harder to get stuff out of. So Boston Bruins is offering us a second and a third and a forward. There are 19 trades. They're offering us Gallagher back plus Cody DeHaan and Morgan Riley. Sam Bowers, Colorado's third and Vegas's third. This one I like though. This is a first and a third. That's really good for the rebuild. Barron a 2/3, 2/3, second and a third, 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 third round, third. Taylor Hall, we're not going for the playoffs, so that's the thing. We're trying to offload right now. There we go. 16-19, 17-19. Tampa Bay's first. That's always interesting. I think the best bet right now was the first and Colorado's first. Yeah, I like that. Colorado's first. We're giving them Gustafsson. We're getting the first and a third out of him. That's a steal because I don't think Gustafsson's worth the first and a third. So I do like that. Get rid of Gustafsson. Let's check out Dwayne now. Obviously, I don't want to get rid of him. I don't have to. But we might have to this year. Take that drop. Take that L now. And then we're going to be bringing up. We're going to have 2 snipers in the lineup anyways. So 18 options right now. Arizona Coyote looking at him. Colorado also looking at him. Do we reconnect? But they don't have any more first round picks to offer us. That's the problem. And this is what freaks me out. Like, how does... That's insane. Look at that. No first round pick offers here anywhere. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think we're going to actually send him to Colorado. Because then they're going to have a lot of trouble signing up some of their guys. So, and they have offering us like a lot of... Okay, let's edit the trade. Let's go to Colorado. I'll give you guys... Like, that's not a problem. I want you guys to put him back with... Look at that. Look how much they underestimate themselves. Like, that's insane. Okay, so we got 2 firsts here. We got 2 firsts in 2022. We want to get that 3rd first in 2022. And we do need to get rid of Dwayne because as good as he is, I'm not scared to move a guy. There we go. That's it. That's what we did. We got rid of 2 key players, 2 big players on our team. We have a bunch of youngs. Honestly, we could almost get rid of Daniel, but we're going to keep him. And do we have any really bad contracts down here? Corey Perry is the lowest of our bunch, but we're going to keep him. And I think that's going to be it. I don't think we need to move anything else. We picked up 2 first-round draft picks in this trade deadline. Right now, we offloaded a Big D, and we offloaded Jonathan Drouin, which is a big scorer. He's no longer on the first line, which will affect, because now Toffoli is going to go up to the first line. And we're going to have to probably put Lehkonen or Hudon or Perry on the second line. So we're going to see how that plays off. Definitely not worried, but definitely looking at it and going, interesting. So we're definitely going to have to see how that plays out. That is without a doubt. But let's see how everything's going. And when I post this up, I'm going to ask you guys to write down your comments and what you think I should do at the trade at the end of the season, at the draft. Lottery. We're obviously going to try to make it to the draft lottery, so at least you guys can see what I have. So we're going to wait until this loads in. We're going to edit the lines quickly. Because we do need to edit our lines. So right now, let's see. See, there we go. That's what I was saying. Like, they messed it all up. They put Lehkonen up, which I'm okay with. Oh, look at that. I like that actually. Power forward, two-way forward, sniper. That's interesting. Wait, see if I have that. Maybe I'm gonna. What is Tuck signed at? He's 24 years old, and I have him for how long? 5 years. See, that's a steal. That's a steal on Tuck. Oh my God, Anderson just got demoted down. Like, we might actually move Anderson. You guys are gonna have to let me know if we're moving Anderson. That may be what we'll have to do. That's what our line looks like. I like that actually. Oh yeah, he's two-way. That's right. Yeah, no, that's good. This is what our lines look like. And yeah, after trade deadline, look at the AHL right here. They definitely don't know what they're doing. But that looks good. There we go. All right, the plan is now to fall all the way down. Let's sim this month right here. No, obviously not. I have to sim to here. Okay. I know this is a long video, guys. It's the first one. The other ones are all going to be shorter. We're going to split the seasons in two. Just episode 1 will be a bit longer. And I should have probably mentioned that at the start of the video. I really didn't think about that. But we'll add it in when we edit. We're just like, this video is longer because it's season 1. And then after that, every season will be split in 2. I mean, 45 minutes is a pretty long video, I will admit. Look at that. We're still winning. We're still bloody winning. We literally got rid of 2 of our best players, and we're still winning. That's insane. That doesn't even make sense right now. I am in shock. So it's a lot of elite medium defense. And look how low our draft picks have gone. They're pinning us right here. That's bad. That's really bad. For a rebuild, we wanted to get in the top 10, and we're right now outside the top 10. I don't know how to fathom that. We have to start losing more games. We have to stop making points. We're just playing way too well right now. The team has to collapse together. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Now we're down to 74 points. Keep on losing. There we go. Wow. Finally. We get a win, obviously, against Ottawa because Ottawa sucks, but that's fine. No offense to Ottawa. You guys have, like, phenomenal rookies, but you guys suck. All right. Let's finish off the season in horrible fashion. Let's go. Right there. Washington wins. We lose against Washington. Oh my God, we win in shootouts. Vegas has to beat us. Come on. We beat them. Oh my God, Columbus. We beat them. Oh my God, Tampa. Oh my goodness. What did we just... Guys, we almost snuck into the playoffs. That is ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this potential already. Look at how players go. Kotkaniemi with 73 points on the season. That is a solid sim for him. Way to go. Then you have Suzuki at 70, Ekblad at 60, Toffoli at 59, Anderson at 52, Dano. Look at that. Kirby Dach coming in with 36 points on the first line, though. Can't complain. Charles Hudon, Armia. Honestly, our plus minus is horrendous, but we were expecting that. We were definitely expecting that. We have a horrible team right now. Goaltending-wise is our biggest problem, but we're definitely not going to let that affect us. All right. Let's see, guys. Do we get a solid pick? We have 2 picks right now. In this year's draft. Do any of them pan out for us? We'll see. Obviously, one's in the playoffs, so it's not. So we need ours to pan out to us. And I don't want to be like, oh, we got the 15th overall pick and we're not moving. Or like the 16th, we really need a low draft pick. We need to win this. Let's go. Even if we move up 3 spots, 2 spots, I'll be happy. But I know that's not going to happen. We're way too high. Man, our team doesn't want to lose. Montreal doesn't know how to be horrible. They just know how to be mediocre. That's the freaking problem. Montreal only knows how to be mediocre. Jeez. Okay, and look at that. Where are we? We are 14th on the pick. Seattle stays first. Vancouver moves up by 1. And Vancouver has 2nd and 3rd overall pick. They're going to be a powerhouse next year. But in a few years, they're not going to be able to sign back all those guys. And that's where we're going to have to come in. So let's look us. We are drafting 14th. So we are taking an AHL. Honestly, we might just have to take Anton Olsen. Not very promising, but that may be what we'll do. Let's just see. I'm gonna let you guys Tell me if I should be making trades. Let's see if there's any retired players for the Montreal Canadiens. I don't think so. Corey Perry still wants to play a few more years, most likely. No, there you have it. Nobody retired from the Montreal Canadiens. We do have a young team, so that is to be expected. We're gonna actually. I don't know. Maybe we should do a trade for the first guy. Defensive defenseman. Chris Chelios, 1 year. It's a weak year actually for draft. I might just trade away my draft picks for next year. That's crazy. All right, that's where we're gonna leave it, guys. So we do have to make some trades. Our team, like, our team's impressive. If you look at our roster, our value, it's up there. It's really definitely up there. So we do have contracts to sign. We have Suzuki to sign back and Kirby Dach. These are two top 6 guys though, so I'm not too worried about it. Besides that, we're actually gonna have to sign back Kulak, Hudon, which we might not do, Lehkonen and Fleury, Corey Perry, Romanov has to be signed, Evans has to be signed. We don't actually have that many, I'll be honest. You know, it's pretty good. If I go into the system, there we go. We got a lot more guys in the system, obviously, coming due. Caden Gooley, I can't wait for him to come up and play with us. Let's go. Like, I can't even see Cole Caulfield and Quinton Byfield. Peyton Krebs, though. You're going to have to pick up the pace, my man. There we go. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. These two guys right here. I think we're going to put Caulfield in the NHL next year. We're going to keep Byfield down for 1 more year. So that way... No, it does eat up their contract anyway. So at this point, we might as well just put them both in together. Moritz Seider. That's going to be a rough year. Signing Seider, Caulfield, Byfield, and Krebs. That's going to be a rough year. That's in 2 years from now, though. So we have a lot of time to work some magic. We have a few guys here, too. Anybody else due that year? Nobody else is due that year. So that's not too bad. But that is going to be a hurtful year. 4 big stars. So let's see how it goes. We're going to end the recording here for now, guys. And we'll be right back with you guys for more later on, potentially. And thank you. Have a good day, good night, good evening, depending when you're watching this. And let me know what you think I should do in the offseason. Should I be doing trades? Should I be trading my draft picks or drafting this year? And write it in the comments. Thank you, guys.